So, hello everyone. Welcome back to the new session of blockchain technology. I, Shrikant Sharma, welcome you all in Invent Model Technology Solution. So, in last video, we have covered about the introduction part of blockchain technology. So, now our today's agenda is basic concept of blockchain. In this video, we are going to see what are the basic concepts or the building blocks of the blockchain technology. So let's move to our content. So today's course content is how blockchain works, distributed ledger technology, nodes, peer, and networks in blockchain, structure of blockchain such as mercle tree and blocks. So today we are going to cover these all topics on the behalf of blockchain technology. So first we are going to start how blockchain works. So blockchain has three major parts. One is transaction, second is blocks, and third is the chain. So to run a blockchain or to make a blockchain, the blockchain contains three blocks. Each block are directly or indirectly related to these three things. One is transaction, block, and chain. So first of all, we are going to see what is transaction. So, in the context of blockchain technology, a transaction is a record of a data, asset or information transfer between user of the network. It is usually entailed transferring digital assets such as cryptocurrency between two addresses or account, and it is safeguard, tracked and verified using cryptographic techniques. A decentralized ledger is created by grouping transactions into blocks and adding them into immutable, visible manner. So, in simple words, transaction is any change or any modification or any new step or any transaction which can be done between the sender and the receiver. In simple words, let's suppose if we are going to withdraw money from the ATM. So first we insert the card, then we choose the option to withdraw the money, then we put the amount, then we type the our pin, security pin, and the uh, ATM machine withdraw amount which we have entered previously, dispatch the amount of money. So this is a transaction, or we can say that if we are using UPI or transfer of money from one person to another or sender to the receiver, the particular amount of money transfer from bank A, who is the sender, to bank B, who is the receiver. So this is a transaction. So in blockchain transaction is recorded in blocks. So transaction can be anything in a blockchain, such as transferring of cryptocurrency, assets, and mutation of data. Anything could be a transaction. So in blockchain, the transaction is a small change or a new transaction initiated. These are all are comes under a transaction. So next is the blocks. When a transaction occurs, it creates a block. Every block have a address or a data of any transaction. So let's read what is a block. In a blockchain technology, block is a group of data that collectively constitute a set of verified transactions that are uploaded to the blockchain. A date, a list of transactions, reference to the previous block, referred as the hash of the previous block, cryptographic hash that guarantees the integrity of block are all included in each block. So block, we can say that it is a box which contains the data of the transaction. In a chain, suppose if we take example, if we have a chain and bind many blocks with the chain, so one block is connected to the other block with a chain. So the particular block, see the block in the blockchain, the blockchain is a chain like structure in which one block is connected to the other block. So this block has a header, hash, and the body. So a block has three parts: header and the hash function and the body. Header is the name of the block, hash has the previous hash or the previous location of the block, and the body has a transaction details such as date, what transaction to be done, a transaction ID, cryptographic signature. These all are stored in a block. So the block is a we can say that a storage device, type of it stores the data of the transaction and the hash function of the previous block. We can also say that it has a record of what change happens, when happens, who has done it, and this change is concurring from which part of the block. Next is the chain. So a chain block in blockchain technology, chain is a ongoing sequential joining of the blocks together from the blockchain. Each link in the chain includes a cryptographic hash of one before it, forming a safe, unchangeable record of all network data and transactions. The blockchain is resistant to tampering because of the connection, which guarantees that once a block is put to the chain, it cannot be deleted or changed without also altering every following block. So chain, we can say that a link from one block to another block. One block A is linked with the block 2. As we can see in the figure, the block n is in the middle of the three blocks. Block n minus 1 is the first block, and block n plus 1 is the third block. So n minus 1, n, and n plus 1. These all three blocks are connected with each other. So if we want to make any changes in block n, we have to took a permission from block n plus 1 and block n minus 1. In simple ways, no any change can be occurred in the previous blockage. If we suppose that n plus 1 is the newest block or the new one, so block n is the previous one and the n minus 1 is the most previous one. So if we want to change any data, it is not possible to change the data in block n in n minus 1. If we do any change, it not going to change in any one of the block, whether then it is n minus 1, n, or n plus 1. For any change, we have to put a new block with the particular change, and that record the change as a data or transaction in it. So chain is a connecting type of connection between the two or more blocks. A blockchain contains a large amount of blocks and chains which are interconnected to each other. Now we move to the next topic, distributed ledger technology. So in simple words, a chain in blockchain technology is the ongoing sequential joining of blocks together to form a blockchain. Every link in the chain includes cryptographic hash of the one before it, forming a safe, unchangeable record of all network data and transaction. The blockchain is resistant to tampering because of this connection, which guarantees that once a block is put in the chain, it cannot be deleted or changed without also altering every following back block. So, in simple words, a distributed ledger is a type of technology in which if any block is added, the information of that particular block is distributed to all among the nodes or all among the members who are participated in that network or the member of that particular network. So by using this, a particular block is accessible to everyone. Everyone can see the new block, data of the new block, and whether it is come from the hash function of the previous block. By using this technology, distributed ledger technology is immutable, highly secure, and transparent. So transparency is on the top. So in this distributed ledger, every member is known as a node. Every node has the access to that particular block. So distributed ledger confirms or confines the security of the data, transparency, immutability of the data. It is a chain structure which is connected to the every node or every member of that distributed ledger. Because of this, tampering is next to impossible, and no one is able to change the block, because if anyone wants to change any data from the block, it is visible to all the members of that network. So the culprit should be simply caught. So no one is going to change, or the algorithm also not allows anyone to change any data from any block, because at any change it adds a new block. So now we talk about node, peers, and the networks in the blockchain. So first we talk about node. Any computer or device that maintains a copy of blockchain ledger and depending on its role carries out various tasks related to data validation, transaction processing, and network connectivity is referred as the node in the blockchain technology. In simple words, every computer system or every system which is connected in a network of blockchain are nodes. Ev- every node has a copy of that blockchain stored in it. So, in a blockchain ledger, every node works as a validator. Before adding any block in the blockchain, the block should be verified from the every node. If every node is agreed to add this block or verified that block, then only the block can add. Otherwise, block cannot be added. So these all are the functions of the node. Next, peer. In blockchain technology, peer refers to individual participant or node in a blockchain network that interact with each other directly without any centralized intermediary. Each peer is network participant that communicates with other peers and share the synchronous data such as transaction and blocks and maintain the distributed ledger. So peer is simply defined as a unique entity. So every unique entity or every node in a blockchain have the authority to communicate with other node which which is present at any place in the blockchain. If it is connected in that network, then it has ability to communicate one from other at any place without any permission of centralized authority. So by using this, if any block is added, if any node is try to add a block in the blockchain network, it can give a request to every node to validate that request. If every node validates that request, then the particular node can able to add the block in that particular blockchain network. which helps to maintain the distributed ledger. Next is the network. Within the context of blockchain technology, a network is the entire system of linked nodes or users who collaborate to manage and run the blockchain. A synchronized and the consistent version of blockchain ledger is accessible to all the participants thanks to the network, which facilitates the decentralized exchange and validation of data. Simple words, we can say network is a technology which allows every node, every peer, or every machine to communicate with each other, linked with each other, collaborate with each other. So the decentralization should be very seamless, easy, and exchange of data is also very easy, which helps in the validation of data. Next, we can move to our topic, which is structure of blockchain, mercle tree, structure of blockchain, which includes mercle tree and block. So first we talk about mercle tree. Mercle tree is nothing that a group of blocks which have a hash. So the definition, or rather we can say that a data structure used in blockchain technology to quickly and securely confirm the integrity of big data set is called merkle tree. Sometimes referred as a merkle hash tree, this kind of binary tree has non-leaf nodes that represent the hash of the child nodes, and leaf nodes are representing the hash of the data blocks. If we have previously studied about, if you have previously have a knowledge of tree, tree and graph, then you can easily understand what is merkle root. So in a transaction is not a block is not made up of a particular transaction. It has a lots of transaction, 10, 20, 100,000 transactions are there to make a block. Every transaction has a unique hash code. So in this figure, if you see about transaction 1, transaction 2, transaction 3, and transaction 4, the transaction 1 has hash 0, transaction 2 has hash 1. So if we combine hash 0 and hash 1, it concludes and makes hash 01. Transaction 3 has hash 2, transaction 4 has hash 3. If we combine both the hashes, we got hash 01. So if we combine hash 01 and hash 01 from left and right, we use, sorry, this is by mistake, not hash 01, it is hash 23. So if we combine both this hash, so we get hash 0123. So this is, comes a merkle root. Merkle root is always stored in a block. This is a part of block. So a block has various transactions and every transaction has its hash function. So if we combine hash functions from leaf nodes to the nodes, and um, at last it moves towards the parent node, and the parent node is also known as merkle root, which have the data of all the transactions or the hash of all the transactions, which is stored in a block. Now we move to the block. As we previously studied in the previous slide, block. Block is a digital container that contains a group of verified transactions or data is sequentially connected to each other to form a blockchain. Every block composed of two essential components, the block header and the block body. After being verified by users such as miners or validators via consensus processes, the block is added to the blockchain network. So, as I previously discussed, every block has a data. Data of what? First data is block name, second is the hash code or the merkle root, and third is the body. So block name has the header has the name of the block. Hash function has two hashes. One is the hash of the transactions, and other is the hash of the previous block. And the body has the transactions, whatever all the transaction to be performed in the formation of that particular block is stored in the body. And the hash having two hashes, one is the hash of the transactions and other one is the hash of the previous block, so it can be traceable. This is all for today. Thank you. Now we'll meet in the next video of the blockchain technology. If you like this video, please like it and comment to motivate us. Thank you.